All right, it's Tuesday morning. Just leaving the house. We were able to make it back to the house with about a half hour to spare on our drive time yesterday. So just made sense, let's just park the rig and go home for the night. So I'm not complaining. I got home at about after 5. So that wasn't bad. Extra night at home, I'll take it. I did some searching on it last night on where we're going. We're going into Cincinnati with this load. Seems like a relatively easy load. All the permitted routes are like main interstates. 39 out of Wisconsin. I think 39 down to 74 in Illinois, 74 across into Indiana, 74 into Indianapolis, 465 south, back on 74. And 74 into Ohio, and then catch 75 north just for a couple miles, and then it's boom, it's right off there, about a mile off the highway. Excuse me. So it's going to be relatively easy. It's like 400 something miles, something like that, 470 miles or something. Google Maps said it was like 8 hours, but we don't drive that fast. So we're just heading over to go get the truck started up and let her warm up and get everything ready to go. Well, we ran into some issues today. Let's go over it. Pretty sweet little Volvo, I must say. I like that camper door on the side. So what we ran into today, driving down the road, when I would hit the brakes, I noticed I was getting a little bit of a hissing coming from right in there. And it'd stay stagnant for a little bit once you let off the brakes. You could still hear it a little bit, and then it would just, once you started building air pressure back up again or whatever, it would go away. Just sitting here, it doesn't leak. It only leaks when you put your foot on the pedal for the brake. So I did the bleed down test on it. If you're not familiar with that, you get up to like 120 pounds or full air pressure. We usually do a full air pressure. Push in both buttons. That's with the truck off, key on. You got both buttons pushed in. Watch your gauge. You can't drop more than 3 psi. Just sitting there, and then put your foot on the brake and push on the brake hard, and it can't drop. It'll come down and stabilize, and then it can't drop more than 4 psi from that spot for a minute each one. So once you push them in, you sit there for a minute, and it can't drop more than 3. Once you put your foot on the brake, it'll come down, it'll stay there. Just hold that pressure and hold that for a minute, and it can't drop more than 4 psi. This thing was bleeding down. I think I got about 8 out of it. So definitely something's going on in here. I kind of opened it up a little bit to see if I could feel it. There's nothing on the back side. No air leaking on the back side. It's all coming up through the front. I put a little WD-40 in here. And once it starts to do it, you can see it starts to bubble up here. So it's definitely coming out the front. WD-40, I thought maybe it'd be like a sticky, maybe something sticky in there and just kind of hanging. Break it up a little bit, like that a bunch of times, like, work it in there, and hasn't changed anything. So I called Peterbilt dealership in Cincinnati, since we're about an hour away. We're gonna go unload tomorrow morning, and then we'll shoot right up to the dealership. They got a new one of these. This is a whole valve assembly that's behind the dash. $250. you know, it is what it is. I'm gonna put it in myself. There's a screw there, one there, and one there. So 4 screws, and it's got 1, 2, 3, or 4 airlines in the back of that, and that is it. So I'm gonna do it myself. It's not that hard.
That's what she said.
You know, stuff like this happens. It's not the end of the world. Just, you gotta stay on top of it. And once you're in a truck, that's one thing I like about being in the same truck all the time. You get used to its sounds, how it handles, stuff like that. So you really notice that when something changes like that, just that itty bitty little bit of a noise. I mean, it's, if anybody were to get in here and start driving it, they wouldn't even notice it probably. But I noticed it was different. So by being able to notice it was different right away, I'm able to catch something going on right away. So, but other than that, trip's going good. We're just cruising, and we're, like I said, we're about an hour out, hour-ish from our delivery site. I talked to the guy. He said there's no parking on site, otherwise I would have went there. And between here and Cincinnati, it's not that great of an area to park. That I think it would have been a problem if I tried to get any closer, basically. So we're just staying out a little bit, which is great because there's plenty of parking here. When I pulled in, I got a nice end spot where I got nothing to the side of me, so I can bring the load over some, and not have to worry about somebody backing into my load, you know. So it's gonna be our plan tomorrow. We're gonna go unload, and then we're going to run up there and get that part, pull the dash apart real quick in the dealership lot. I asked him, I said, "You got room for me with a trailer?" And then he's like, "Oh yeah, we got a big old lot." So, all right, cool. All right, we got our part. We're still here at the, just got here at the Peterbilt of Cincinnati. Looks like we got plenty of business going on. Some nice trucks here. Nice trucks. I'd consider that. I would consider that. Nice 389 right next to me there. So we're gonna run in here. I'm gonna show you what we got. It's that brake valve assembly, $272 out the door. We'll open it up quick. I'll show you what we got to change, and pretty simple. All right, we're done. Just kidding. Come on, focus. There we go. Super simple. When you push the hoses in, these little sleeves are going to come up. Okay, and that's your release. If you can see it, I don't know if it'll focus in there or not. You can kind of see it. There's little teeth inside there that grab the hose. So you're going to push that in, and that's going to release the teeth. Okay? All right, 3 screws are out. This one was a son of a gun. So just got to undo the hoses back there, put a new one in, hook it up. Okay, one problem we ran into. See that mounting? It's basically straight up and down plate. This has it off to the sides. Looks like I should be able to take that mounting plate right off this. So, which we're gonna need to anyways, because this doesn't have nuts on the back like this does. So we're gonna swap these mounting plates. They're both Bendix. It's the same valve and everything, so we're gonna do that real quick. Another thing too, so these are just push and plug too. If it doesn't come out, push the hose in a little bit and then push the collar in. And if it doesn't come out, give it a little bit of a twist. So, boom, just like that. Well done. Aired it up with the all the dash and stuff off, so you could, if there was any leaking from the hoses, make sure all them hoses are pushed in nice and tight. So it's good to go. So you gotta go find the load now. But pretty simple, pretty easy. I'm not paying somebody $1,000 to do that. Didn't even take me an hour. So, and I've never done it before. So, pretty simple. So, let's get out of here. All right, so we just booked a load this morning. Dispatch called me, asked me if I wanted to haul a load of flagpoles up to Minnesota that needed tarped on an RGN for $1,800. We decided not to do that. Wasn't even sure. They were checking to see if it was even going to work with an RGN. I don't know why they even considered it. Why would you tie up a specialized trailer to haul cheap general freight? I don't know. So I put the new valve in, and I booked a load. We pick it up tomorrow. It's a cement truck going down to Texas. We're going to Buda, Texas. Looks like it's just south of Austin. And that's paying $4.57 a mile. $52.50 is what that's paying. So that's more like it. Legal load too. That'll be $82.50 for the week. For this week. Not too bad. $8,000 the first week. $7,500 second week. Technically, the third week, our back haul was the single one that was a $2,000. That was that bucket truck. So we kind of aided on that one a little bit. And now $82.50. Not bad. Texas ain't a bad area to get out of either. Probably have some deadhead to head over by Dallas area. Like last time, if that all works out, maybe we'll get another cement truck coming out. I don't know. A lot better than hauling fucking pipe, though. Damn! I'll see you guys tomorrow when we load it up.